Okay. Welcome to the June 24th, 2024 meeting of the Jefferson County Board of Zoning Adjustment. The Board of Zoning Adjustment is a 5-member board. 3 affirmative votes are required to approve a request for variance or other appeal. For anyone addressing the board today, please give us your name and address for the record, and then tell us what your hardship is or what your objection to this request may be. You will be given our decision today verbally, and you will receive our decision in writing within 10 days. Zoning approvals can be issued immediately following the hearing in our office at room B200. However, you will first be required to obtain a permit from the Jefferson County Department of Health if your application involves connection to a septic tank, or the Jefferson County Environmental Services Department if your application involves connection to sanitary sewer. Anyone disagreeing with the board's decision today has 15 days in which to file an appeal in circuit court. Also, we would ask that you silence any electronic devices during this hearing. Okay. First item on the agenda is case number A240022. Property owners Roger Marbut and Sandra Marbut. Would staff please present the case?
Yes, ma'am. This is case, this is case H240022. It's variance from the terms of the zoning resolution to allow a 10-foot by 16-foot pavilion to be constructed 10 feet from the rear property line instead of the 16-foot required. The existing zone is A1. The size of the property is 1.66 acres. The property is located in a rural area of the county characterized by large residential or vacated or woodland lots scattered. The property retains its original A1 zoning. Reason for the variance is section 1002, the distance between buildings, again, being 16 feet. The 16-foot requirement stems from the fire code requirements that call for a clearance between structures to allow access in the event of a fire emergency and to protect separate structures from fires. The county's current adopted building code, however, allows for residential buildings to be separated 5 feet or more without having a fire rate walls. The structure itself complies with the other setback requirements for the zoning district. The request is minor in nature and has no effect on any adjacent property owners. Since 2000, the board of zone adjustment has heard 108 cases. Of those 108 cases, 35 dealing exclusively with varying, in this instance, all of which have been approved. Therefore, staff recommends approval of case A240022.
Thank you. Does any member of the board have questions for staff or the applicant regarding this case? Okay, at this time, we would like to open a public hearing regarding this item. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition or in support to this request? Okay. Please step forward and state your name and address.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Jackson Kaiser. My address is 3400 Fair Oaks Drive, Jasper, Alabama. I'm the builder representing Mr. And Mrs. Marbut. What it is, they have they're an elderly couple. They've got a garden in their backyard, and they have had a rock patio poured years ago, and it's just like 11 feet off the house. And they were just saying it's too hot to sit back there on the chairs, and they ordered a pavilion kit online, and it came with everything, and they would want me to put it up directly on the patio that they have. And that's pretty much it. There's not going to be any fire pits or anything like that. It's just a little pavilion with a roof. It's actually, the posts are going to be 11 feet, but the roof overhang hangs over a foot, so it's making it 10. And basically that's it. There's no, the property is level right there, and after that it drops off pretty steep, and it's kind of hard for them to get down or anywhere, and they've already got a sidewalk there and a couple steps, and that's the perfect place to put this little pavilion.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone in opposition? Okay. Are there, do the board members have any questions more for the applicant?
No.
Okay, well then the public hearing is now closed. Can I have a motion from the board?
Madam Chair, I make a recommendation of approval for case number A-24-0022.
A second.
All in favor?
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, your variance has been granted.
You just, yes, if you just go to the office, they should be able to issue permits. Okay. I didn't know if I need some. No, because they're not connecting the second thing.
Okay. And the next case is case number A-24-0023, property owner, Hillview Church of Christ. Would staff please present the case?
Yes, ma'am. This is case A-24-0023. It's a summary request for the variance for the terms of the zoning resolution to allow a shed to remain as located 4 feet from a proposed side property line on proposed lot 3A, to allow a church to remain 28 feet to a proposed property line, and a church canopy to remain located 5 feet to a proposed property line. The church and single-family residence is all that are on the property. South of the property is 2.83 acres. The property retains its original R2 and R6 zoning. The church began assembling these properties in the late 1950s. Churches were allowed in R2 and R6 zoning until 1977. As you can see right there, the new property line, it's kind of right there. It's going to split it. It's kind of like a trend that the churches are selling off parsonages. That property line is probably the only place that they can separate the property. You can see to the north how close it is, the shed to the property line, and again to the south, how close that canopy is to the property line. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended rezone of lots containing the church to Institution I-1 in their June 13th, 24 public hearing. The County Commission is scheduled to decide the zoning case, which is Z-24-0023, at their public hearing. Should the variance be granted, the Planning and Zoning Commission will consider the corresponding subdivision request at their July meeting. As that being said, staff recommends approval for case A-24-0023.
Thank you. Okay, does any member of the board have questions for staff or the applicant regarding this case?
No.
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 At this time, we would like to open a public hearing regarding this item. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition or support to this request? Okay, please stay forward and state your name and address, sir.
John or Bob Pritchard, 138 Cluster Springs Circle, Gardendale, 37021. I'm the minister for the Hillview Church of Christ. This shed was constructed many years ago. It provides the only access to the church building where someone can get out of the weather. The congregation is mostly an elderly congregation. I'm 74 and I'm one of the youngest people in the congregation. We're selling the house next door to one of our members, and he prefers that the shed remain also because he turns on the heat and that sort of thing in the church building, and he can just come right out of his door and doesn't have very much space to be in the weather. So if we can leave it, that would be helpful to us.
Okay, thank you. And I don't see anyone else here, so I assume there's no opposition. So does the board members have any questions for the applicant?
No.
Okay, may I have a motion from the board?
Madam Chair, I recommend approval for case number A-24-0023.
Do I have a second?
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Okay, your variance has been granted. Okay, have all members of the board had a chance to review the case materials and minutes from May 20th, 24
Yes.
Yes.
hearing? Okay, can I have a motion from the board regarding the minutes?
Madam Chair, I recommend that I make a motion to suspend the reading of the May 20, 2024 minutes and approve as written.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay, the minutes are accepted. I just wanted to do it.
She just wants to bang that gavel.
See, I wished I had thought of that day we had those in here fighting. I could have.